Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Thanksgiving. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Dutch Movie Review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and today is Thanksgiving, and I figured what better way to give thanks than to talk to you about an often forgotten Thanksgiving classic. Now, I know a lot of you have probably seen and or heard of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but have you ever heard of Dutch from 1991? Because this was one of my favorite movies growing up. And I've never, ever, in the whole time that I've been on the internet, heard anybody say anything about this. I even looked up some movie reviews, and there was like 3 of them on the internet. And, you know, all of them from very small channels like mine. Some smaller than mine, some, you know, slightly bigger than mine. But nobody like mainstream has ever really talked about this movie. And I don't understand why. It's such a good movie, and it's a holiday staple that I never even necessarily watched on Thanksgiving. I just always watched this movie whenever I could catch it on TV, which I guess would have been around Thanksgiving. But I also had taped it off of TV, and I remember watching it all the time when I was a kid, because you know how you were when you were a kid. You didn't have nothing to do on those rainy days, so you'd watch the same movies over and over again. And this is one of the movies that I would watch over and over again until I lost the tape, moved out of whatever house it was that I was living in. Who knows what could have happened to that tape? That's beside the point, because one day I saw it at Walmart in the $5 bin, and I looked in my pocket, and what did I see but not a damn thing? So I couldn't buy it. Made me sad. A couple years went by. I forgot to go back and spend the $5 on the movie. There was half-price books. Like, hell yeah, you think half-price books, $2.50. $50? Are you out of your damn mind? I mean, I was that close. I was that close to paying $50, but just imagine all the other movies I could have bought with that $30 that I ended up spending, because I ended up... One day, I found it, and I ended up paying $20 for it. But the funny thing is, I basically traded a PlayStation 2 that I had extra that I had found at the Goodwill for $12. So technically I only paid $12 for a $5 movie that was once at Walmart in the $5 bin. And like I said, I've never heard anybody talk about this movie. Then it goes out of print and it goes for astronomical price. Well, I mean, that's not really astronomical, but ridiculous prices. $20 is too much to be paying for a used DVD. Collect myself. Just collect yourself. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right. So Dutch is about Dutch Dooley, and he's in love with this lady. What's her name? She fell asleep. I've been doing... Uh-oh. There's an alarm ruining my goddamn video. Hopefully you can't hear that. So Dutch Dooley is in love with Elaine, who is this rich lady. And the only reason she's not really a rich lady. She got knocked up by this rich guy played by Michael McDonald. It's Michael McDonald, right? Not Christopher McDonald. Christopher McDonald. You know, Shooter McGavin. And this guy is an expert at playing an asshole, because he's an asshole in every movie I've ever seen him in. And I've seen him in a lot of movies. So he's been an asshole a lot. But he's like barely in this movie, but just you want to punch him right in his forehead. Like just punch him right in the forehead. It would be great if you could just like, when you see his character and you get to know him just a little bit, you just want to right in the forehead. You know, it's just something you need to see. So you watch the movie, and it's about Dutch has to go down and get her kid, who's at this reform... I don't know what it is. It's not necessarily a reform school. It's like, you know, there's a bunch of overprivileged white males Shut up. Anyway, so he's down at the school, and he's basically an asshole to everybody. He's just like his father. And nobody wants anything to do with this kid. This guy knocks on the door, or I guess he doesn't knock on the door. That's the problem. He doesn't knock on the door. So this little pompous asshole has no friends. Nobody likes him. And then he's even mean to his mom. Doesn't want nothing to do with his mom because he wants to be just like his dad, who is just this piece of shit. Okay? And this kid's just terrible. He's like the worst human being imaginable. Human being. So Dutch tells his mother, hey, why don't I just go down and pick him up? Because spending 2 days in the car with somebody is a good way to get to know him and all this stuff. Which, yeah, it sounds like a real good idea. Sounds like a real good idea. So when he goes down there, he goes in his room, and he's not there. He's coming back from, like, doing, like, some karate moves. And he's stomping on some leaves, and just, he's just a terrible person. Just a terrible person. So their introduction to one another is great because Doyle has never seen Dutch. And when Doyle comes in and sees Dutch in his room, he's like, and then freaks out and kind of just beats the shit out of him and shoots him a couple times. Luckily, it's just a pellet gun. But, you know, you're going to shoot somebody and beat him up, you should at least apologize after you're done and realize that, hey, this is just a guy that's coming to pick you up to take you home for Thanksgiving. Which he does not want to go because he just thinks his father is going to come get him, but his father's just an asshole. I can't stress enough how much you just want to punch this guy. I don't know. So, after wanting to punch this kid in the face like that, he tells him, you know, come on. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere with you. And then it turns out, yeah, he is going, whether he likes it or not. And I just love this scene. I don't know if I can even find it or show it to you, because he walks out and he says, so what do you like to do for fun? Oh, you like to wiggle around and squirm, huh? Yeah, me too. And it's just, there's so many, like, comedic moments in this movie that, like, are just, they're fun for the whole family. And this is the perfect kind of movie to watch right around Thanksgiving. Because it's about Thanksgiving and, you know, being thankful for what you have and recognizing that, you know, not everything's everything, you know. Everything's not any... I gotta stop having materialistic things. But I love these things. These are my things. Oh my God. So we're on the road and we're getting to know one another. And, you know, this kid is just the brattiest brat probably ever put the screen. Like, he might have the girl from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory beat. You know, the one that turns blue or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in 20 years. But that's beside the point. I had a point. Babe, are you awake? Shit. See, it's hard to stay on track. Just use this fancy little card for reference. So Dutch Dooley, the drive home, hot seat. I don't know what the hot seat means. Oh, they're driving along and he throws a cigar in his crotch. And that's like the last straw because he's already being a prick. They're doing this little back and forth. And then he says, does smoking bother you? And he lights up a cigar and whatever have you. I want to sit here and tell you the whole movie because, like I said, this is one of those ones I have a feeling that y'all haven't seen. But yeah, he kicks him out of the car, makes him walk 50 miles. I'm sure 50 miles was exaggerated, but then things escalate even further. Because, yeah, he picks him up to drive him home, and the kid just ends up making him look homeless and not having a car, and then they gotta fucking make it home with $20. So they go get a ride with some prostitutes. Actually, yeah. This movie is, it's for Thanksgiving. You know, you're riding with prostitutes and living in homeless shelter. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Have you ever seen Dutch? It's so good. Like, God. I just want to sit here and tell you everything. Like, everything. Because, like, this kid seriously goes from being, like, the worst human being being possible to, he's not that bad. But I love how the movie ends. I'm sure I said something. I don't know. I've filmed this like 30 times and I can't get it right. So this is what you're getting, okay? So deal with it. Have you seen Dutch? Because I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. The Happy Thanksgiving classic. It really is, though. It really is. It's heartwarming. It's funny. And Ed O'Neill is just absolutely phenomenal. This is probably him and Ethan Embry's best performances because he does such a good job being this just little son of a bitch you want to punch in the fucking face. And then Ed O'Neill is just this great, everyman. Like, he's the patriarchy. I don't even know what patriarchy means, honestly. Who cares? Don't worry about that. We'll cut that out. But yeah, Ed O'Neill, he's Dutch. He's always been Dutch. He's like, yeah, sure, he's Al Bundy. He's Al Bundy. We've all seen Married with Children. But have you seen Dutch? Because I couldn't imagine another actor playing this guy. He's just absolutely phenomenal. And like Ethan Embry, like I said, and then everybody in the movie does a good job. But these two, it's centered around these two. And it's damn good. It's damn good. So if you haven't seen it, whatever you got to do, honestly, if you got to rent it off streaming, since you can't find it at the library probably, and you can't find it at the Redbox, and you probably can't find it at your Best Buy or your Walmarts, you got to be lucky to find this in the wild, or just you're going to have to cough up some money. But it's probably worth owning for $20. I'd at least spend $20 on it. Anyway, I don't know. It's Thanksgiving. I gotta go. We got to start the turkey in the oven, and I gotta make these mashed potatoes, and there's probably gonna be corn and gravy. And we got these. Should I go get them and show them to you? Because like I discovered these, and I know it's blasphemous to some of you. But hold on, I'll be right back, because this is a Thanksgiving, so we're going to show you some of the stuff. Hold on a minute. So Rondolfo and Eddie, who you might remember as the remaining two Guatemalans that work with me, they're going back on Black Friday. They're going back home for the year, for the season, for the whatever. Yeah, it's the end of the season. But before they go, they're going to spend Thanksgiving at my house, and we went out, we got some Southwest Smoky Chipotle ribs, and these are baked in a bag. It's crazy. At first, when Sarah brought these home the one time, I was like, are you kidding me? You're gonna put that in the oven with the plastic? I'm gonna get cancer. Which, that's quite possible that could happen. So I don't know if I could recommend, even though it actually works. You put them in the bag, you put them in the oven on like 350 for 80 minutes, and then they come out so damn good. Actually, these aren't the same ones we got at mine. We got. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we're gonna have some ribs on Thanksgiving because we's hungry. So anyway, let me know what the hell you're having for Thanksgiving down below in the comments section. Make sure you click the like button. Something about subscribing and ringing a bell. Follow me on the socials. I'm gonna get better at this one of these days. Watch. I guarantee it. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. Get better at YouTube. Anyway, happy holidays!